pay television's been a great addition to the industry. Do you find it different working within the pay environment and the extra creative freedom you might be able to have there than
short answer no, and short answer, and this is not a put down at all. I frankly didn't find there was more creative freedom, and that's not saying more or less. It's just I didn't ever find the processes being markedly different. When we were doing Love My Way, yeah, we developed Love My Way as a free-to-air show, and it didn't happen. We sold it to pay TV on the basis of and Walshy bought it because we had the scripts and we could be ready, we could be on air, we could duplicate the processes that happened in North America. That is, you come on when the free-to-air's off. We were in a position to do that. We were in the position to go in and sell ourselves as being able to do that and say, and Claudia will be on every magazine cover. Walshy's a showman. He went bang, bang, bang. Yeah. But that decision could have been a free-to-air decision. Now, we didn't do anything, I don't think, differently than we had planned to do on the free-to-air. They had the guts to go with the things we did, which was Kim Vetcher's courage to do that. But there were a couple of times when once on one particular episode, we really badly upset Kim Williams. He was furious and really upset by it. And we had to do a little bit of recutting.
What was the issue?
It was a graphic sexual content, right. and in fact we made it look. The cuts made it look worse. I mean, there's a famous old censorship story that was on Antonioni's blow up. I don't know whether you've ever heard the story, but there's the scene's basically the photographer's photographing these three girls and they all get their gear off and they start frolicking around and the Australian censor cut bits of it because it showed pubic hair. But what had happened was the girls had frolicked around and they all got moral and put their clothes back on again. By taking out the bit with the pubic hair, it made it look like he'd just bonked all three girls. So you had this kind of odd thing, and it was a bit like that. By cutting the head off this scene, we made it look worse than what the meaning was, and there was no other coverage, and we weren't get Asher Ketty back to have a very confronting sexual scene all over again. So it was but anyway, truthfully, I in the experience of the pay TV shows that I did, even though they were with different broadcasters, the processes were pretty much the same, and the quality of the individuals might be different, but that's to do with personalities. You get that anyway across the free-to-airs. I'd like to do more there. They're to my eye being a little bit more conventional now, even more conventional so than some of the free-to-airs have been. But these things ebb and flow. They don't do so much that you get a sense. I mean, Wentworth will be an interesting thing to see how that goes, and to see how now they're kind of consolidated in a different way. What Showtime will do in the future and so on. It will be interesting to see.
What is on your plate at the moment? You mentioned Gallipoli. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. This year we're doing series 4 of Offspring, and at the end of the year we'll start series 5 of Offspring. We're doing Puberty Blues series 2. We're doing Gallipoli and doing more and more shooting on Gallipoli in this, and we're doing Power Games, which is the story of young Rupert, the boy publisher, coming in and taking on the Packers. So that's basically the year. We might try and we've got some developments of other things. We've got a political show that we're very, very keen on, that Imogen and I have got. We've got a couple of, I've got a cop show I'm developing because there's no cop shows left in Australian TV at the moment. So the idea is zig while the others are zagging, but they're not committed or confirmed. But we'll try those as well, because Gallipoli runs at its own pace. Offspring is now running extremely smoothly and well. Puberty Blues, we're only doing 9 of them, so it's not like it takes the whole year in that same way. There is brain space, and we're doing the Murdoch Packer one and Puberty Blues out of the same building, so it means that we're all close to each other and it's easy to bring people in and out, and we'll actually do the Offspring plotting in that building as well. So it's actually more efficient. When you've been doing it a long time, you actually do get efficiencies out of it. It's not just it's not like it's crazy and out of control. It's actually it's busy, but it's not inordinately busy.
Is Gallipoli in production?
Yeah, we're in production, but we're in production kind of loosely. The biggest single problem we've got is how we construct our CG and not waste money. Fundamentally, what we're doing, we're doing 4 2-hour episodes, and the first 2 hours is fundamentally the first day. The next 2 hours is fundamentally the summer and the coming to terms of the mud and the blood and the beer, and by way of backstory, dealing with the political situation in Australia and the UK and the tactical situation. The third part is the winter, including basically what was covered in Williamson's movie, in Williamson and Peter Weir's movie, and then the last part is where we look in more detail. The journalist will have been part of it all the way through, but the apotheosis of the journalist story leading to the decision to withdraw and the withdrawal, which we'll do in the last 2 hours. So that's the shape of it, and how we manage the CG and do that experimentation and so on is being determined by some testing that we're shooting. The first bit's in a couple of weeks. We will lock down, with any luck, next Friday. We will lock down the location where we'll do all the trench warfare. We've chosen but not locked down where we want to actually do the beach and the landing, and where we'll do the coming up, before it's, or we blow the hell out of everything. But once we blow the hell out of everything, we'll then move to fundamentally a quarry where we will sculpt the whole landscape.
Where will those trench and beach scenes
They'll be in Victoria, but I can't announce them yet. But they're in Victoria, almost certainly.
Thank you very much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Okay.